Yeah, look, to prepare, I just try to incorporate lip syncing into my everyday life. So I'll just, walk around the house and just start just saying things without actually speaking. And sure, people get confused, but it's what's inside me. It's what's passionate in my life, and you can't take away the lip sync from the lip syncer. Yeah, look, I've done some serious vocal work in the past, but I really feel like lip syncing is the way forward. Oh, sorry. I just get so in the moment that I just feel like I'm just in the syncing moment and just using my lips and not my voice. Sorry. What I was going to say is that I try to take on the method acting type movement where you actually embody the lip syncer 24/7. You don't ever escape from it. And yeah, sorry. Sometimes I just feel like I'm saying something, but I'm actually not. Yeah, look. Some of the hardest songs to sync, Celine Dion. I mean, look, her range is just crazy, and just to get up that high, it's tough work. But you know what? We struggle through, and sometimes we get there. Sometimes we fail miserably, but it's part of the process. Yeah, those special moments come when you've been working on a move for months and months, or even years sometimes, and I mean, you've got to wait for the right moment. But when you pull it off and the crowd goes wild, I mean, those moments you never forget. They're special and they stay with you forever. Yeah, lip syncing comes at a cost. I mean, sometimes you graze your knee when you go for that slide, or sometimes you emotionally you just get drained after a performance. But I tell you what, in the end, there's nothing better than syncing that song and hitting those notes right on the money. I think some new trends that are coming in the industry are double syncing, where you do two parts into one song and you got to try and hit both of them at the same time, and it gets really difficult at times. But double syncing is where the industry is heading. So, Syncsplosion, here it comes.
I always knew he had it in him.
Yeah, I've done some serious vocal work in the past, but I always just felt a stronger connection with lip syncing. I felt like that was the way forward for me. Sort of by avoiding singing, I can pour more of my energy into the more important things, mainly sort of the hip thrust. Sometimes I'll just be at home and I'll just start, and the family loves it, just in the lounge room. So yeah, the family's always been really supportive of all of my choices with lip syncing. Well, yeah, there's no doubt that that lip syncing is the pinnacle of performing arts, and when I'm up on stage, that's when I really feel alive. Sorry. Yeah, I started out playing air guitar, but I realised pretty early on that I didn't have the discipline to keep going with that. So lip syncing was a pretty natural progression for me, just to move into that field. Probably my inspiration would be Grimace. As funny and as comical as that sounds, he's got a presence, even though he doesn't say very many words. And he captured me, I think, really early on, and he can hold your attention in a way that not many other characters can. Yeah, there's a joke that we say among the syncing industry, that you can sink, just don't drown. And so that gets me every time. Sink, just don't drown. One difficulty for me early on in my career was that I'd practiced so much and was hanging so much on making sure that I was syncing perfectly to the music, that I started being criticised that I was actually singing the words, and had to go through a lot of scrutiny, and I ended up sort of toning back sometimes and doing some obvious stuff ups just to prove to everyone that I wasn't cheating, that this was actually syncing. They really they can tear you down.
Ben's lip syncing has actually been the difference for our family, and also in Christian ministry. People sometimes say, "What is it? What is it that's happened?" And it was the day he took up lip syncing that it all changed on that day.
Thanks, sir.
I was actually really disappointed when the band In Sync took their name. I just felt like it was a bit deceptive, to those of us who have been in the industry for a while, and what kind of syncing are they doing? Single sync, double sync? They just don't have it. It's hard for me to talk about syncing sometimes, because it's just, when I sync, it's where I come alive. I'd say my main inspiration for my syncing is probably Grimace from McDonald's. He doesn't say much as a character, but he just has this presence about him that no other character can pull off. If I could embody Grimace in one of my performances, that's art. It's art. Syncing is art. When I used to tell my parents that I was looking to kind of sync whenever possible, initially they were a bit concerned, but you know, as they saw some of my performances and how I did, you know, one of my most amazing memories is this time when my dad came up to me after a performance, and he came up to me and said, "Son, I've never been more proud of you." I honestly thought that it was Katy Perry singing Teenage Dream. So by avoiding singing, I can kind of push the energy that would be used for singing into areas that are more essential for my syncing. You know, my hand gestures and my hip thrusts. I probably first got into lip syncing when I saw High School Musical, the stage show live for the first time, and after seeing that, there was no going back. You know, to practice my syncing, sometimes I'll put on a radio show in the car, and you know, it might be, you know, yeah, Hamish and Andy. I try to sync with what they're saying, you know, just kind of like instant sync. Some people call it quick sync, and you're just trying to sync with exactly what they're saying. You don't know what's coming, you don't know what's headed your way, but you know, you learn to quick sync well. Man, you're top tier in the syncing industry.